Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello there. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Okay, now, this book I actually enjoy. Harry Potter goes to... It starts off funny, in the book at least, because the Harry Potter was told beforehand that he would be invited to the Weasleys to see this Quidditch Cup. So he was expecting to be called. And then finally the Dursleys accept, and they're like trying to look all nice. However, they were traveling by flue powder, which is through the chimney. And so all the Weasleys end up stuck in the chimney, and it was making me think, it's just like, chimneys in England must be massive, because the chimneys I've always grown up around were always just small and could barely fit one person. Honestly, my youngest brother wouldn't have been able to crawl up into the chimney. And it's just like, Santa makes sense because, you know, he can shrink himself into a small, long tube and drop down the chimney. But, yeah, having 8 wizards stuck in your chimney makes no sense. But, yeah, they had to blow it up. They start to introduce, like, Ron's brothers having, like, the fact that they're geniuses, but they're not slackers. They have their own creative mind, that they want to do their own things. They really do push that a little more. The fact that they're creating their own candies that cause like symptoms. Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. Yeah, I did love that, because it's just like they finally saw Dudley for the first time, so they left candies for him, because Dudley is put on a diet. I think it was in Goblet of Fire, because he's apparently too fat. He didn't pass the scores, the health scores, so it's just like they requested to put him on a diet. He wasn't perfect enough. Little Duddykins. Yeah. Yeah, but it's just like, okay, they did that on purpose, and then Mr. Weasley stays back, tried to deflate the tongue. Took him a while to talk with the Dursleys, because the Dursleys absolutely hate and despise wizards, and saw that they thought Mr. Dursley was gonna kill their son. It's like all these little things. It's just like, okay, everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and it's fun because Mr. Weasley just was fascinated by the fact that he was around Muggles. Finds Muggles to be truly fascinating creatures, because the fact that they were able to get far in life, even further than wizards, by not having magic. By creating and inventing, instead of using magic as a crutch to, you know, stop their future, to prevent themselves from, you know, progressing in life. At least that's the way I always saw it, because it seemed as if the Muggles seemed to be more, sure, there are always problems, but seemed to be more at peace with one another, seemed to be better related, instead of instantly trying to kill an entire group of people. Again, yeah, there's always an exception to something, but yeah, I found that fascinating. It's just like, yeah, Mr. Weasley, yeah, Mr. Weasley has the right idea, the right approach. It's just like, find out what makes them tick, find out why it works so well, just respect them. They're cool creatures. Yeah, but yeah, the whole thing happens. They go to the Quidditch Cup. Yeah, and they meet another house elf, Winky, and basically talking about how freeing Dobby was a big mistake. So instantly, the character I love the most is, you could tell, being brought back. It's just like, yes, they mentioned Dobby. They mentioned Dobby. I hope he's brought back. And of course, Dobby's brought back. And I actually did enjoy this book the most, which is funny because the movie was just like, after the 3rd movie, I was just like, I don't care. But Mad-Eye Moody was honestly better. And this is actually something that was done better in the good in the movie too, because I liked him more as a Death Eater pretending to be the Death Eater pretending to be Mad-Eye than I did Mad-Eye himself. The Death Eater was just more relatable. Mad-Eye was just more, you know, mad, and not really mad, just more scared, more cowardly, more just jumpy when they finally introduce him. Just like, ah, I preferred the Mad Eye. Yeah, so it's just like they introduce him and he's like cursing people. He just shows them it's like their first time introduced to the curses. And the one person who's ever survived the Avada Kedavra, whatever. Yeah, the killing curse, and that's Harry Potter. Neville's parents survive the Cruciatus curse. Yeah, all these little things, just like, okay, they're introducing more. And the fact that they got rid of Quidditch, because Quidditch is a huge part of the books. You don't really notice it until you get to the final book, but Quidditch is a huge part of the books. However, they were able to replace it with these small little challenges, because they each have their own story in it, which helps drive the story. Instead of just having nothing but filler, it just helps push the story along, because there's these little objectives that they need to get, these little objectives that they need to meet. And in Goblet of Fire, it was nothing but a bunch of little objectives. They had to, what was the first one? Fight a dragon. They're not fight a dragon, but take an egg from a dragon. They had to, just swim to the bottom of the lake, where, Harry Potter took it too seriously. And okay, I said it wrong before, but in the books, I remembered something was off, because in the books it's Neville who Mad Eye wanted to get the gillyweed from. However, Harry Potter is so stubborn and didn't care to ask for help from anyone, wanted to do it all himself for some reason. He didn't ask anyone else, so Mad Eye had to end up sending Dobby to give him the gillyweed. And it's just like, yeah, you ask for help. It's just like, that's one thing I can't stand about Harry Potter. If you don't know something, ask. Don't be a complete moron and just hope it's gonna fall in your lap. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Just like, okay, it makes me Goblet of Fire is one of those that makes me not like, the main character. It's just like, okay, even because I liked Mad Eye the most. Yeah, and of course one of the most comparative lines that people say this is where the movies fell off is always to Dumbledore. Just like, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? It's just like the sheer night and day. But honestly, it fell off in the previous movie. So yeah, the book continues it fine. Dumbledore is still a kind, still feels like Harry Potter's doing the best, trying to do what's right, not falling off his continuing on the path of good, not trying to be pompous and arrogant like his father was, apparently. But Snape only sees James Potter in Harry, because Harry gets away with a lot of stuff, which is true. Harry Potter does get away with a ton of stuff, and I can understand it from Snape's perspective. It's just like, if I remembered someone's father who had always gotten away with everything, who tormented me, and then the kid does exactly the same thing, gets away with everything, and it's just like, yeah, just Dumbledore, he's doing this. Yeah, but yeah, thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.